saw a study the other day that more Gen Zers right now are starting to become engaged in emergency preparedness. They're buying products to help them be prepared, more so than maybe ever before. I think the unsettling nature of the societies that we live in today, the tumult, right? The different opinions, the different forces at play, for lack of a better way to say it, and the different voices that are speaking loudly and trying to just shout over the top of one another, I think has a lot of us unsettled. You know this. You're experiencing this in your life too. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be as into emergency preparedness as you are. I've always been into emergency preparedness. As kind of a mid to older millennial, I grew up in a family that was just part of what we did. We didn't even think of ourselves as preppers. We just always, tried to grow at least some of our own food. And then we canned and preserved food in, I guess, several different ways. And we learned skills. I grew up in the Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout. I learned a lot of outdoor skills. And I've always grown up with this mentality of, I can learn how to do anything. So if there's something that needs to be done, I'll just learn it. I don't see that happening for the most part with the younger generation. When I look at this channel and I look at the people watching this channel, I can see YouTube will show me kind of the demographic information for those of you who are logged in on a YouTube account, and for who it actually knows this information. It'll tell me approximately what percentage of you watching are men and what percentage are women. It'll tell me what age ranges most of you fall into. And it's funny because I've done a fair amount on YouTube before, and the age range of the people watching these videos for the most part is well over 50, which is great. I love that you guys are here. All of you are here. I guess what I'm getting concerned about though is there are a lot of people in the younger generation that aren't looking for this stuff. So I have a question for you today. What can we do? What do you think we can do to help inspire the younger generations to become more preparedness minded? I'm not saying that we need to go and convince them that there's some imminent need, that something big is going to happen, that the world is in complete calamity. It may be. I know there's a whole spectrum of belief right now regarding kind of where we're at and what's coming, right? But what I found in my life is that preparedness is a lot more than just preparing for the collapse of society or for some major astronomical event or some major political event. Preparedness is something that helps benefit us in our everyday lives. For me, preparedness includes having the basic skills to take care of myself. That ranges everywhere from being able to defend myself from the average person who might try to harm me, to being able to fix a problem at my home if it needs to be done. When you have a major water leak in your home, if you have to call an emergency plumber and you don't know how to shut off the water supply to your house, you're going to have a major flooding situation and the damage is going to be substantially worse while you sit around waiting for the plumber to come over and turn off the water. Being able to have the skills and the confidence to just at least turn off the water to your home is something that a lot of people just don't have, and that we need to have. If you lived in an apartment your whole life and have never had to worry about anything like that, and you're still living in an apartment, but again, you have water pouring out everywhere, now you're going to be out of an apartment even for months while they fix all of the flooding that just happened. The same is true for so many other situations. Knowing where the breaker panel is in your home and being able to just go flip a breaker off or back on. How many times does somebody have an issue where it's like, oh man, the microwave just stopped working, but the dishwasher doesn't work either. What is going on with my home? And next thing you know, they're calling an electrician because they don't know to go check the breaker panel and just see that they tripped a breaker. There are hundreds of skills that people who are preparedness minded, like a lot of us are, have just developed over the course of our lifetimes. We do it by asking questions. We do it by paying attention. how do we instill those values in younger people? I want to do that. I'm someone that hopefully I can kind of bridge the gap, right? I want to be able to create content that's going to be really helpful to those younger people. What do you think they need? Those of you who have children, and in some cases even grandchildren, who are those people, right? Who are maybe growing up without those skills being shown to them or taught to them, or even being raised without a mentality of self-sufficiency and self-reliance. What do you think is going to be the best way to reach them? I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. To me, being prepared is one of the most important things we can do. In fact, it's like the central motto of the Boy Scouts, and always has been from its founding. Be prepared. Not just be prepared when you go camping to make sure that you are prepared for whatever weather's coming, but being prepared in life. Understanding your finances well enough to be prepared for if you lose your job. Being prepared with food to be able to supply yourself with food if situations change. As prices are going crazy in the supermarkets, what are we doing? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm eating a little bit more of the stuff that we grew. And I'm actually really benefiting a lot by actually starting to raise my own chickens at a great time. We did it because we wanted to, and it turned out that we had chickens when the prices of eggs just started going crazy. And I love that. Being prepared. You're not going to be able to be prepared for every possible scenario that life throws at you, but learning how to be prepared for many of the situations, even the little situations that life throws at you every day, is, I think, one of the key tenets of what I want to instill in people with this channel. So give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. And I know this is kind of an informal, kind of impromptu video, but I just wanted to get your feedback on that and know what you think. How do we help people? I know for the most part, a lot of times we need to focus on ourselves first, right? We need to be able to make sure that we have what we need, that we're prepared. A lot of people are worried about sharing too much, letting too many people know about what they have in case something bad does happen. But honestly, especially if we start by reaching out to our loved ones and being able to help them along this path, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on how we approach them and how I could be a resource to be able to help reach maybe some of those younger people. I know I'm not super young. There are people in their 20s and even teens right now who look at me and they think I'm old. I've had people literally call me boomer, and I'm like, do you know what that means? But anyway, I digress completely. I want to be able to help reach younger people. And if that means continuing to do what I do, but maybe do it a little bit differently, I love that I'm reaching you, and I want to keep reaching you. So I want to create stuff that you're going to love and that's going to be helpful to you, but I want to also be able to bridge that gap and help those younger people. So if you have thoughts, let me know in the comments. I just want to make this channel awesome and incredibly helpful for all of you and for your loved ones too. So thanks for joining me for this little ramble today, and I am excited to see you in the next video.